So we're just gonna, I guess, have a conversation about this. If anybody wants to hop in the chat, which no one will even know the stream's going on for another 10 to 20 minutes, and this probably won't be up. So I'm destroying this stream right off the bat, as it is. But I've seen a lot of videos lately, and I don't think they're even new videos. It's just I get recommended stuff that you guys watch and stuff like that, or like through the YouTube studio and all that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, but this idea of ignoring your critics, um, I have two different takes on it. And I have two different takes on it because, like we've talked about before, there are two different types of creators out there. You have your artists and you have your craftsmen. And again, I don't want to get into a semantical argument about like the importance of a craftsman. I get it, I understand. This is just how I explain things, you know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with like if I think one's better than the other. None of that crap matters, okay? It totally doesn't. But if you are an artist and the things you do is you creating art, yes, ignore your critics. Because the most important thing is the making. The most important thing you can do is creating the art. The most important thing you can do is writing. The most important thing you can do is painting. The most important thing you can do is getting out there and filming things. The art is the important thing. You know what I'm saying? So, with that sense, yes, ignore your critics because you're creating art for you. You're creating art for your soul. You're making things because you're compelled to and you have to. Okay? Like, critics don't matter in that sense of the word. Now, if you are a craftsman, I feel like you have to listen to your critics. And the other thing I think that people get confused before I jump into this part is a lot of people, I think, feel anybody who is a gatekeeper of any kind is a critic. Anybody who has a social media account is a critic. So it goes from people who are actual critics, who that's their like job basically, to editors, to jurists, to whatever. Like the people who are judging your work in order to see if you can make it into whatever the hell it is you're trying to get into. When those people give you critiques and say, like, you should probably change this, you should probably do this thing here doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. Those people you should listen to because those are the people who, let me see here, because those are the people who you are trying to make these things for. Because at this point, you are creating things, I guess, for some sort of financial gain. Okay? And if that's the case, then you have to know, like, what side of the bread you're. Wait, what is that? What? I don't know the saying now that I think about it. But the buttering of the damn bread. You know what I'm saying? Um, however that works. If someone's telling you you need to change this in order for us to put this thing out, then yes, you need to do that if that's what your goal is. Okay? Um, if you are trying to ride the wave of the next big thing in self-publishing, if I don't know, dinosaur sci-fi is the next big thing, then you need to find out what the tropes are to dinosaur sci-fi and write a book that falls in line with dinosaur sci-fi and try to figure out um, what the audience expects from that and then deliver on those promises. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, yes, listen to your critics, do the whole thing, whatever. But if you are just an artist who wants to create, then don't listen to your critics because they mean absolutely nothing to you. However, you want to describe what a critic is. That I think that's what one of the biggest I don't want to say misconceptions, but I think people get all wrapped up in this idea of what a critic is, and they think anyone who says anything bad about their work is a critic. So, I mean, we could go all the way from like the editor of a magazine to your mom, you know, if that's who you think is somebody who could or may critique your work. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what you have to do is to decide like which which person are you? Are you an artist or are you a craftsman? Like, are you making art because your soul needs you to make art, or are you making something that you're trying to have somebody else sell and give you money for? Do you see what I'm saying? Because if you're doing like I don't know what a good example would be, but if you're doing something to where like you're making whatever you want and you're already making it, whether or not you sell it, then what does it matter? You will find your tribe, you will find your crowd, and people will buy your stuff eventually. It doesn't happen overnight. It could, but it usually doesn't. But if you are trying to please somebody else with the things that you make, then you have to kind of play by the rules. So there's a lot of people out there who are just like, yeah, don't listen to anybody, blah, 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 blah. And I'm all about not listening to anybody. But I don't think that advice works for people who are trying to listen to people. Does this make any sense to you guys? Um, I don't know. It's just like I hear there's a lot of advice. Okay, I guess this is where my beef with all this is. There's a lot of advice going on out there that is spoken in the term of absolutes, but they're not saying who that information is for. You know, like you have to know your audience when you give information like that. And since the YouTube algorithm isn't that good at deciding if this person who's trying to create stuff is like this instead of like this, they don't know. So they just give you all this stuff. And then I get questions from people going, like, I'm trying to like write to market, but I'm supposed to not listen to my critics. I'm confused. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So if you're writing to market, then obviously you have to listen to the critics because, and again, we have to figure out who the critics are, but because those are the people who are buying your thing. Those are the people who you're trying to sell yourself to, whether it's you self-publishing or you going through an editor or you getting your stuff in a gallery or whatever. Like, however your art works, if you are trying to get somebody to back your stuff, whenever you do that, you have to kind of bend over a little bit for those people because those are the people who are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Now, back to the main point, if you are just an artist who has to create because there's no other choice, because your soul makes you do stuff, whether you want to or not, then it doesn't matter. And you don't have to listen to anybody. All you need to do is make stuff. And it doesn't matter what the final outcome of the thing you make is, because the art is in the making. Like, the true art is you making the thing, you getting your hands dirty, you getting in there and doing the thing. That's what makes your soul feel um, like satisfied. It's not the finished product. The finished product is whatever. Like, once you finish something that's not yours anymore anyway, it's somebody else's. Okay? So at that point, you don't have to listen to anybody. Okay? But if you are trying to like start a business with your art or sell something or whatever thing, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but like whatever you want to call it, once you get to that point, you have to start listening to the people who are going to be giving you the money for the thing. You know what I'm saying? And then that puts you in a category of, yes, you're an artist, but you're also like, you're 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 the dancing monkey for the organ grinder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have much control over what you're doing at that point. And if you're comfortable with that, that's good. And dude, like, up top, like, all the best to you. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, Another reason why this video stream thing, whatever, came up the way it did was there was an episode of Slee Ricketts, that podcast that Matthew Buckley Smith does. That I mean, he does it with other people too, but like this was just a him podcast where people sent in their poems and he was critiquing them, and he was, hang on, and he was explaining like what he looks for in a poem and all this stuff, and talking about da 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 da. And he does work as a editor of sorts for a certain magazine, whatever. But he wasn't doing this for the magazine. He was just doing this for his listeners. But the thing is, at that point, he is a gatekeeper of sorts. He is a critic of sorts. He is going to tell you what he thinks is wrong with your work. And if you want to get into the magazine that he edits for, then yes, you need to listen to what he's saying. And the thing is, if you check out, I'm trying to remember what the name of the episode was. It was a two-part. It's great. Like, just hearing what he looks for in a poem, what, and then him reading the poems, and then explaining to you what he doesn't dig about it, or what he feels like could be tightened up and whatever like that. So if you are somebody who submits your poetry to places, you might want to give those episodes a listen, because it's gold advice, dude, hearing what he's saying. But again, that is if that's what you want to do. If you're not interested in getting your work published in journals and stuff like that, then you don't have to like abide by those rules, because you're playing a different fucking game. You're not even playing, like, it's not even the same sport. Like, you're doing your own thing, and you're creating your tribe, you're creating your audience, you are building your brand. You know what I'm saying? But if you are one of these people who do not feel like they have it in them to push their own stuff, and you're looking for editors and um, publishers to put your things out, and agents and managers and all these other people to do these things for you, then yes, you have to listen to those people. That's your bread and butter. You have to listen to those people. They're going to be the ones pushing it. Does this make sense? Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this. This isn't like a huge long thing today. It's just something that got stuck in my craw, and there's two sides to it, you know. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's like, but yeah, but if you just stick to your guns and still do what you want to do, but then go the route of going through publishers and editors, you know, that could be great. It could be. And if you have the time to wait and hope and cross your fingers and do all that stuff, then by all means, wait around, cross your fingers, do all that stuff. But if you just want to get shit done, then you're probably going to have to do it yourself. And if you're doing it yourself, it doesn't matter what people think, as long as you're selling your stuff and you're building your tribe and you're building your brand. You see what I'm saying? Um, so it's like, it's two completely different um, worlds that we're talking about here. Okay? So sorry for doing a car video. I would do it in the room, but like the rooms are like climate controlled, and so they have these like giant like air conditioning things and like units, but it's like they kick on whenever the hell they want. And when they kick on, it sounds like an airplane's landing in your room. And there's not really a way to turn it off. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing. But tomorrow, I'm getting into my new place. So that's going to be awesome. And I'll be able to do all sorts of videos and live streams. And we'll be getting back to some sort of normal for at least 6 or 7 months. Okay? So, I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you guys are making something today. So, if you haven't done it yet, every day you need to create something. Every day you need to make something. So, if you haven't done anything yet, it could be anything. Draw on a napkin. Um, just put some paint on a piece of paper and swirl it around with your fingers. Um, Cook something that you've never cooked before, and do it like just by figuring it out as you go. If it tastes good, great. If it doesn't, throw it away. Um, put something in your coffee you never put in your coffee before. Make something. Experiment somehow. Do something that makes this move and makes this feel like you're not just repeating the same day over and over again. Okay? So, there we go. Nope, I'm backwards. But it doesn't matter because everything's backwards anyway. So, my part, guys. Do the thing, and hugs and kisses, and go to mattwaltart.com, pick up my limited edition chapbooks, and a bunch of my art pieces that are discounted right now until the end of the month. And yeah, so I guess that's it. So I will talk to you all later. Bye bye.